Hi guys, I'm just going to go over my general revision tips with some extra specifics on computing and maths. Doing well is not only revising hard just before the exam, it's about what you do throughout the year. You will often feel swept along by the current, especially during the autumn and winter, but when you come to squeaky bum time in early spring, it's when you realise what you've actually learned throughout the year. When you do something in class, make sure that you understand it, because if you leave things unlearned, they will bite you when exam time comes. Seek help for what you don't know or don't understand, first from who you sit next to or your friends, but also don't be afraid to ask your teacher. The likelihood is that many others in your classes are feeling the same, and everyone will appreciate the fact that you really want to do well in the class that year. In this vein, after school or lunchtime revision classes can be super helpful for extra feedback and to get extra time spent with your teacher. Make sure to use them. You can find access for the times of these on the school website or by asking your teacher. Practice what you're doing in class. It could be downloading Python or LiveCode on your computer to use, or you could just finish off worksheets, because the stuff you do out of school during term time is extremely valuable. And perhaps most importantly is have other stuff going on. Find other interests that you like, whether it be reading, music, or seeing your friends. Find other things that you do. And I would also definitely recommend having at least one form of exercise that you enjoy and do regularly, because it's extremely beneficial for both your physical and mental health. Past papers are the key to revision. They're the closest thing you can get to being able to practice the actual exam. You'll find exactly the kind of stuff you'll need to know and at the correct level. Plus, as an insider tip, in your tests or prelims, they usually use past paper questions. Once you've got to a grip of the basics of past papers, do them in one go under time conditions. This will give you an idea of the mental strain and timings that you encounter in the actual exam or test. When you mark them, make sure you know what you did wrong. A cross or tick isn't good enough. If you're unsure of how to fix your mistakes, ask a friend, family member, or teacher. Stress is the human body's natural response to something you need to perform well in. Embrace it. If you use it correctly, it will make you far more effective and focused in your revision and practice. Just work out what is causing you stress and work on it, because stressing about stress is only going to get you in the wrong place. Finally, on the night before the exam, use the stress to go over what you need to memorize, what you particularly need to focus on, then unwind and get a good night's sleep. Maths is a skill-based subject. This means that practicing is especially important. Doing worksheets and past papers is by far the best way to do this. Make sure you learn the skills in class, then practice them. Throughout the year in maths and computing, practice is essential. It's only going to help if you have extra practice on HTML or LiveCode. With computing, especially when you spend a lot of time learning the practical skills, it's all too easy to forget that there's a written exam. Make sure you're learning the theory side and practicing past papers, as this is often what separates candidates. There are hours and hours of past papers on the SQA website. You will not run out. Start using them and don't worry about it. If you have completed all the past papers and been thoroughly through the marking schemes, you are excellently placed to do very well in the final exam. When revising, put your phone in another room. Try if you can to have past papers or questions in paper form to avoid distractions. If this isn't possible, try to avoid getting distracted if you can. There are numerous techniques, including having a different browser for work and play, and even turning the Wi-Fi off on your device. Everyone experiences dips in productivity. Don't let them get the better of you. Don't say, I'll take 5 minutes on Instagram or TikTok. Go and do the dishes or tidy your room. Anything productive can return you to a productive mindset to allow you to get back to work. Also, if nothing is getting done, take time off. There's no point in spending an entire evening trying and failing to do anything. The cliche, repetition is the mother of skill, is a good one. Do things over and over again until you can't get them wrong. Then do them some more. If you're trying to remember something, writing it or saying it aloud is far more effective than just reading it. Sleep. Nothing more needs to be said on this. Finally, ask others or your teachers or your parents or your friends how they revise. Teachers will often have good subject-specific tips